The Chiefs pulling it out when it counts here, winning finally a game, and it's game number 3. The Bangkok Titans still 2 match points to go, Rusty, but the Chiefs having a very clean game.
That's exactly right. The Bangkok Titans, they still looked okay. It just didn't feel as refined as their previous 2 games. But the Chiefs, they're the ones who stepped it up in that. And they took it to the Bangkok Titans this time. They didn't relent.
They really didn't. And a very crisp, clean team comp, as you can see. You can look down the Bangkok Titans side. You see a lot of the stuff we've seen from them already. Aggressive choices in the bottom lane. Assassin for G4. Gragas in the jungle. But look at this Chiefs comp. We've seen this from them in the group stage. And this man right here on Twisted Fate did exactly what he loves to do.
Yeah, so in the first game of the tournament 2 days ago, Bangkok Titans took on the Chiefs. That was their first ban. They removed Twisted Fate from the map. They're aware it's a big deal, and Assassins are very strong in laning phase. The Fizz, Diana, Zed from G4, they're all very strong during that laning phase. But if Swiffer can impact anywhere else, and that's exactly what he did, then the game starts to snowball out of control. Not only was the Twisted Fate there, the biggest thing that I really want to bring up is this anomaly here, the Sivir. Raiders picked that up. He's taken it away from Lloyd. He insta-locked Graves. He was confident. He wanted that, but they didn't give it to him. They swapped lanes around. They rotated. They played their macro strategy style really effectively. And the Sivir plays a big part in that because you can just press your ultimate and everyone gets there quicker.
Yep, and what a better person to enable than Ejim right on the end there on a trademark pick for him. Annie, we've seen honestly quite a few bans. He hasn't gone to it yet at all in the tournament, I believe, but pulling it out in a crucial game, and he made wonderful things happen with one of his favorite champions.
Oh, exactly right. It's his most played during the regular splits. All the Thresh focus, the Alistar, the Braum bans that he is receiving. He's always got this one just sitting in the pocket waiting to go. Brought that out in this game, the most important game for them, and actually goes massive. The Tib is connected on so many targets, even during laning phase, pressing the W and stunning multiple targets every single time. He was really clutch in that.
Yeah, and we saw that as far as the multiple stuns go, the clean map movement. But let's have a replay now and dig a little bit deeper into how the Chiefs were able to get this game going.
So this is one fight that seems to have consistently dumbfounded Spawn. He had no idea what Bangkok Titans were doing. But we'll roll this one out. Siffer, he hits the gold card as the fish doesn't connect. That's already down, and Spooks is caught out of position, but the hook misses, and the teleport has arrived. And now they're just playing the numbers game with no Fizz ultimate available. Ejim hits a great stun at the same time as Swiffer, so they lock down a lot of important members. And it's really difficult to kill a Sivir. It's really difficult to kill an Elise at all because he's just a really slippery champion. And the Chiefs, they played that fine, but the Bangkok Titans, they shouldn't have been there. They shouldn't have dove into that area.
Didn't have G4 for the damage. Ulti or to use to try and get Twisted Fate out. And he talked about Sivir being able to rotate quickly using that ultimate. Lloyd was coming up, trying to quick draw through the back of Dragon. Got there in time to see, I think, his Thresh die at that point in the fight. And Chiefs collapsed wonderfully.
Yeah, exactly right. And that was one of 2 fights that happened earlier on. There was one earlier that started to snowball the Twisted Fate. But that particular fight snowballed the entirety of the Chiefs. And they started to steamroll the rest of the map from that one pick. And honestly, I feel like the difference between this game and the last game, team comp-wise, wasn't all that different. It's the way that the Chiefs played the game. So you saw them in that last game was almost team fight heavy. They were bringing the cannon involved. Everyone was just grouping up as 3 or 4 members. In that, it was 2. 2 members were starting fights, and then double teleport would come in. Suddenly it's 4, but it's in their favor.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to have a replay to demonstrate a bit of that now as well. Again, lots of mid-game, good, strong movement from the Chiefs. Break it down, Rusty.
Yeah, so we'll roll this one out and keep in mind the Tibbers at all stages. Spooks, yet again, just likes getting caught, but Ejim's there, perfectly timed with that Tibbers, stuns them all up. Swiffer makes his way in here. He gets knocked under the turret, hooked around by the Thresh a fair bit, and Warlock is putting down enough damage, but Raider hasn't been touched. Keep that in mind because he is just sitting there hitting people. The Playful Trickster doesn't exactly make it over the Gromp wall, so he does go down for his troubles as he's looking for Swiffer. But Swiffer didn't die. That is super important for this team. And Bangkok Titans, the execution just didn't feel like it was there in this particular game.
Yeah, and again, G4, no ulti, no summoners, couldn't find a fish, couldn't get around because the Chiefs collapsing from 3 different sides effectively. And again, we've seen this from Swiffer time and time again. Ejim on the Annie, Twisted Fate there as well. Plenty of setup, and they can just be everywhere. We've seen it when they've beaten Bangkok Titans in the group stage. They play the map, not the team.
Exactly right. And what they did was play the map really effectively in this game. The team is the added bonus, whereas you look at the difference between these two. The Bangkok Titans, they play the team. The map is the added bonus. So kill champions, work towards the Baron. Whereas the Chiefs, in this particular game, the perfect example, they would play the map, forced the Bangkok Titans to come to them, and the champions just came to them for free.
They did. And our next replay is a great example of the type of collapse and map movement. I could not contain myself when I saw this. I was so surprised. Rusty, take us through it.
So, Spooks, let's just say this was all a part of their master plan. He just gets caught every single time. He takes a lot of focus, though, by getting caught. So, roll this one through, Spooks. Let's all act surprised for a second that he's about to get caught by Moss and 007X. Uses the repel. Here comes a teleport, but it's not one.
It's two.
It's two members at the exact same time, and either their synergy is just perfect or it was a mistake that it actually was on the second. 007X is caught. Moss has already escaped over the double golem camp. He hooked his way out. He threw out the dark passage for someone to take it to safety. He said, come on, guys. My tower's just here. No one took it. They just didn't want to.
Nobody wanted the free ride out. And again, same story. Strong collapse. And again, good play from Medium and Swiffer. Nice teleports from both. And I like the comp there from the Chiefs because everything else supports that sort of big, aggressive skirmish and collapse. Elise and Olaf, great for when things are getting really hectic.
Yeah, so it feels like this particular game was like an adaptation of games 1 and 2 put together. So they've got the pick comp, they've got the team fighting styles. They meshed into one style of team comp that actually suits them, and they just put it together.
Yep, they did. And we have one more replay now to demonstrate just that's quite a long one, Rusty. You can see again the Chiefs. We've got a massive goal lead at this point. Bangkok Titans still back against their own base. Take us through it.
Yeah, so just start this one up. Ejim started that talisman. He's looking to go. Flashes immediately, and they catch Lloyd out. This is already after another pick happened earlier onto G4. The Chiefs, they look like they're in a very commanding position here. They work towards that middle turret, and they're just moving from strength to strength. At this point in the game, the gold lead was already so accelerated that the Chiefs are just super far ahead. And one by one, the Bangkok Titans, they work their way in, and they start to fall down. The Chiefs, they did not ever look like slowing down from this point. The snowball had well and truly begun, and try as Bangkok Titans might, they couldn't prevent that from happening.
Yep, they get ace. They pretty quickly after that throw in the towel, like you can see. I mean, I actually like this surrender a lot from the Bangkok Titans side just because the game's out of control. Your game plan isn't working. You're getting collapsed on. Just reset. You've got 2 more games to play at least. Hopefully you win the 4th game and ice the series 3-1. But just don't play that game anymore because it was not getting any better for you.
Don't give them the satisfaction of last hitting that Nexus. Surrender there. Keep it early and reassess your situation. You don't give yourself more time by any means, but you just save yourself with what was going to be a losing game regardless of what was happening.
Yeah, it was. And we have another check-in now with the hype train. The Chiefs pick up their first win. So where are we at now? Apparently, we're back on the rails. Gonna say it's probably a little shaky. Maybe need some WD-40 there, but you know, it's getting going. It's started to get back on track.
Look, our computer does what it wants. It's
true.
Assessed that we're on the rails, so we can't argue with this one. It seems to me like things are looking okay for the Chiefs, but as you said, you know, they've only won 1 game. It's a best of 5. And still, the Bangkok Titans are 1 game away themselves from going to Worlds.
Yep, they really are. And you can't forget how well this team has been playing. I thought, honestly, after the group stages, clutching their victory to get to this point in the final, I thought we were done seeing how good Bangkok Titans were. I was very wrong, and I'm very happy to say that given the final.
And again, a lot of credit has to go to the coaching staff actually showing them what to do coming into today, working around all of these changes, and they came out guns blazing, but the Chiefs have fired back.
Yep, both teams going to have to really look here. The hype train is back on the rails, but can it start picking up some speed? We're going to throw it back to the cast desk for game number 4 to find out.
Thank you very much, Pace Your Time. And I have a feeling, you know, back